Hey, you know what's so freeing? When you're no longer following the rules of the world. Honestly, there was a time where I used to feel like I had to post all the time. To be relevant, I have to post. To grow my business, I have to post. And it made me think of how many of the things we do because we're listening to the rules of the world, we're listening to webinars and gurus versus listening to God. And I took a walk with God, and He's like, share when I have something to say. Share when I have something to say. When there is something that I want to use you for. You don't need to fill the space. You don't need to talk just because you feel like you have to talk. And so this is for someone. You feel obligated to do your work all the time. You feel obligated to show up in spaces even when you don't have the energy. You feel obligated to work when you feel called to rest. There's a lot of pressure you put on yourself. And also, maybe there are other people putting it on you as well. But particularly inside, there is this internal voice that says, keep going. You can't stop. You can't rest. Wait, just get this thing done. You'll eat lunch later. And it is telling you that you need to do those things. It's telling you that it's a necessity, that if you don't do those things, something bad will happen. I'm here to let you know it's lying to you. Actually, when you take a moment to really rest, you're going to hear God in a way that you never have before. He may give you something that you've been waiting to hear and you're doing. He's been saying, I've been waiting for you to be still. I've been waiting for you to slow down so I can talk to you. There's another person that there's something God has actually told you to do, and you're keeping busy to avoid doing that thing. And yes, I'm in your business. You're keeping busy because you're like, God, I don't want to do that, or I don't feel prepared to do that, or I don't know what's on the other side of that. And I can say specifically, there's been so many times where I felt God calling me to run my business full time. And I'll be like, okay, I'll do it. And then the moment I started to see things slow down, I'm like on LinkedIn looking for a job, on Indeed looking for a job. That fear would come up. And so I would immediately go into what is the safe thing that I need to do. For many people, maybe the safe thing is I need to keep posting so I can make the money. I need to make sure I have a side job so that I can take care of my bills. These are all very legitimate things. I would never advise anyone, leave your job right now just because I did it. Listen to what God is calling you to. Because one thing that He's been really showing me is if I'm on your team, honey, all you can do is win. Like truly. So it's not really an issue of will it work out? It's an issue of am I faithful? And I had to check myself. Yeah, I had faith, but I didn't have that much faith. I had faith in my business, but I didn't have enough faith in God to know that if He called me to do it and I take that step, it's going to work out. And so that internal voice that is full of fear, we all got it. I always tell people, I don't help people get rid of their fear. I help them put the fear in the back seat and become pals with courage. Come pals with faith, where you can walk into spaces and know that you have been called, where you can show up authentically and take up space unapologetically because that is who God has called us to be, to have authority, to walk with an energy of I know who I am and whose I am. So this is me shaking you up lovingly, reminding you that there's a calling on your life. There is so much beauty in you being exactly who you are. Okay, people say, oh, you're so loud. Or people are like, you do too much. Yes, you were called to do too much. You were called to be extra. That's who you were called to be. It can be too much for them, but listen, the people who you are called to show up for, to support, the rooms you're meant to be in, honey, you gonna fit like a glove. The extra is gonna be exactly what's needed in that space. And so this is me saying, I've played small for a long time. I played really small. I didn't even recognize, people would tell me all these good things about me and I'm like, oh yeah, validation, this makes me feel good, but internally I didn't believe it. And there is a real dissonance when people are sharing something with you that you don't fully believe. When people are telling you, Oh yeah, invest in your business, but internally you feel afraid. When people are telling you you are brilliant and a genius and capable, but inside you feel inadequate. It's time for us to line up with the truth, not what other people tell us, with the truth. That you are powerful beyond measure. And in your weaknesses, that is where God comes in. He said, oh, you don't have it all figured out? Good. That means you can't just depend on you. You can't just depend on yourself then. Perfect. That means you have to rely on me. Good. I don't want you to have it all figured out. I want you to just take one step at a time and trust that I'm there with you. I want you to know I love y'all. Genuinely. And one thing that I've been so excited about doing is just speaking life into people. Because there are so many people who encourage and affirm, but they don't always know our pain points. They don't know that we need to hear not just that we are beautiful and powerful, but we need to hear that that fear that you are not enough is a lie. You keep telling yourself something's wrong with you. It's a lie. You say, oh, because my mom or my dad or this person didn't show up for me, that must mean I'm not worthy of love or I'm not lovable. It's a lie. It's a lie. Want to know what the truth is? You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. You may be going through something right now and you're thinking to yourself, I can't be loved. God, if you loved me, why would you allow me to go through this? If you loved me, why would you allow me to experience this hurt? I so wish I had my Bible right now. Please insert scripture in Job. He tells us that God is in all of it. He's in all of it. That I can't be hurrah about the goodness, but then when trouble comes, I don't know who God is. God is in all of it. And one thing that is true is that he loves you. You are loved. You are loved. And I want to invite you today to carve out at least 1 minute. Set a timer on your phone. And I want you to be completely still. And I want you to just sit with that. I am loved. And sit with what that means. If you are loved and you are put on this earth, what does that mean for what's possible for your life? Take a moment to sit with the abundance that comes with being loved. If my God loves me, then what does that mean my life could look like and feel like? That changed the game for me. I walk into spaces differently. I speak differently. I talk about my business differently because I'm no longer like, oh, please buy from me or please work with me. No, I am bringing value to your life if you work with me. You're going to get your life changed. I'm going to get you together because I know who I serve. I know I'm a vessel of what God is doing. I know good work happens in the spaces that I show up in. And so you're going to start walking like I know who I am and I know whose I am. And if I know whose I am and I know that I am loved, then all things are possible. So that fear, boop, we about to kick it out. We about to kick it out. You get to go in the back seat. Love you. I appreciate you. You're trying to protect me. You're trying to keep me safe. But you're in the back seat. Courage. What do I need to say yes to? What do I need to say no to? We'll talk about that in the next video. But for now, I want you to focus on being still. I am loved. And what abundance might be possible for me if that is true, that God loves me. I want you to sit with that. I love you. I love it here. I told y'all, if I had more than 2 followers or subscribers, it doesn't even matter. Something about being here and just being able to be on the couch and talk to y'all really fills me up. And it reminds me that God gave us all a voice and a testimony and a story, and we're meant to share it. So just the practice of sharing it feels so good. So if something resonated, comment. If you were like, child, we like it here, subscribe. And if not, you just want to be here to sit on the couch with me and feel a good word, then that's beautiful. I can't wait to see y'all next time. Peace.